parade comprises 8 squads. As you can see, they're actually entering the parade ground in the following order. The first and second squad comprises constables from the Police Training School, Bakwa, under the command of Inspectors Demba and Jagonat, respectively. The third squad comprises constables from the National Coast Guard, under the command of Inspector Pauline. The fourth and fifth squads are composed of constables from the Special Mobile Force, under the command of Lieutenants Raquet and Derbari, respectively. The sixth and to close the parade, there are the 7th and 8th squads of female constables from the Police Training School under the command of Inspectors Bamburn and Nudu, respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now waiting for the arrival of the Commissioner of Police. The famous adage, train hard, fight easy, is not only of relevance to the military schools. The entire police force has long espoused the rationale behind this saying. The training dispensed by our various schools prepare our officers to deal with the unexpected and to stand firm in the face of hardships. The design of training programs and materials find encouraged in the mission statement of the force, which inter alia stipulates, I quote, "We in the Mercy Police Force have taken the To remind you, ladies and gentlemen, this parade marks the end of a 6-month foundation course in policemanship, imparting the core skills required by police officers. This is part of their 2-year probationers training scheduled to terminate in December 2009. The Honorable Prime Minister is being met by the Commissioner of Police and the Acting Commanding Officer, Special Mobile Force, and is being accompanied to the dais to take the General Salute. Distinguished guests, you're kindly requested to stand up for the General Salute, please. Thank you. The parade commander now marches forward to invite the Honorable Prime Minister to inspect the parade. Distinguished guests, you may be seated now, please.
Doctor, Honorable Prime Minister, stop. The parade is formed up, ready for your inspection. Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are presently listening to the musical version of the
down into the shop. May I ask kind permission? Last bar of trade, back shop.
Ladies and gentlemen, the parade is in the line venue in its earlier position. The dressing will be carried out by CSM to come out. kindly invite Dr. the Honorable Police Training School, Bakawing. Trainee Police Constables 4086, Sangili.
Sir!
From the National Coast Guard, Trainee Police Constable 2346, Madhya.
Sir!
From the Special Mobile Force, Trainee Private 2084, Jagu.
Sir!
From the Special Support Unit, Trainee Police Constable 3816, Sengu.
Sir!
From the Police Training School, Gobasa, Trainee Woman Police Constable 634, Biu.
Sir!
The new Commissioner of Police, the Secretary for Home Affairs, the Mayor of Bakwa Phoenix, Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the police force, new recruits, and distinguished guests. Let me start by congratulating the 444 of you for having chosen to join the police force and for having been selected. I should tell you, the last time I attended a passing out parade was the 7th of December 1996. So despite my busy schedule, which includes 3 weddings today, I have purposely chosen to be amongst you this morning. And there is a reason for it. You have joined the police force at a time when the organization is about to be transformed with a new paradigm shift. It is therefore crucial that you should know what is expected of the police force that you have just joined, especially from me, who as Prime Minister and Minister of Interior, has a duty under the Constitution to give general directions of policy to the Commissioner of Police. I think it is important for you to know what I think a modern police force in a democratic and multicultural society like ours should be like, and what the nation expects of you. For far too long, there has been a perception that merit does not count, that to join the police force, you need to have good connections, and once you join the force, you can more or less follow what others have done, as before, collect your salary at the end of the month. You may even do a side business while you're at it, and then get automatic promotion if you're in the good books of your superiors, regardless of your achievements, until you retire. And no matter who is the Prime Minister or Minister of Interior, the system has worked like this before. You just have to go along and it will perpetuate itself and everybody can carry on business as usual. On the other hand, the public has a perception that there are serious problems of law and order and that the police are ineffective that many crimes go unpunished and that the situation will continue to deteriorate, especially with the media highlighting every incident which occurs relentlessly. These perceptions must change, and I am determined that they should change. Among the first thing a state should provide is security for its citizens. There is an undeniable right of every person living in a democratic country to have security. Every citizen of this country is entitled to live in a safe environment, free from crime and violence, but everyone respects the law and those who enforce the law of the land. There is something terribly wrong in a country which allows even men and women to do as they please and get away with it. We are then not in a l'état de droit, but in a state where the law of the jungle prevails. The law of the jungle has no place in a modern democratic society which believes in fairness and justice. In fact, a just society should protect the weaker and more vulnerable members of that society, not the other way around. Nobody should be above the law and think they can instill fear in people who break the law with impunity. The very fabric of society is then endangered and we end up in a lawless state. If this is allowed to happen, then it is a denial of the very basic role of the state itself. We cannot allow this to happen. The great majority of people in this country are decent, ordinary citizens who aspire to get on with their lives unhindered and secure. I am determined that they should be able to live their lives in peace and tranquility. The cause for change in mindset is now. The people of this country must know that the men and women of the police force are there to uphold the law and protect them and not oblivious to their problem with lawbreakers. They must learn to respect the uniform of the policemen or women, and that respect can only be earned. Anyone who breaks the law should be your concern. The police force should be an integral part of society and should enjoy the support, confidence, and the trust of the people. I said it in my address at Gambé in October 1998, and I quote, "We must have an effective, well-trained police operating within a new culture of service and accountability. We must change from a police force to a police service. We must provide for the police to respond to the anxieties and concerns of ordinary citizens. That means motivating the men and women who make up our police force. That means they must be paid decent wages for a very difficult and sometimes dangerous job. And I'm glad that PRB has taken this into account this time. It also means that they must know that they have a career path which will depend on meritocracy and results and be more predictable. That means they must work in a good and friendly environment. It also means giving them proper training and the necessary equipment. And I can tell you the government is well aware of the need for continuous training and the need to equip our police force with the latest equipment. I started modernizing the police force during my first term in office. I set up the emergency response service. I ensured that the 999 calls, instead of going to Mauritius Telecom, was direct to the police, cutting down delay in response. I set up a proper scene of crime service with properly equipped scene of crime vehicles and trained personnel. I bought a modern automatic fingerprint recognition computer system from India, which is able to scan fingerprints within minutes. Believe it or not, there was no such system prior to 1999. and I started a full training program for new recruits, as well as others in all fields. I set up the independent forensic science lab, and I got the police to get a proper personal radio system, so that the police constable on the beat can summon help from his or her police station quickly. I also set up the National Human Rights Commission, so that any complaint can be investigated independently. I started the BSc courses for the police, men and women, who have graduated since then. And I'm hoping that they do not just have to hang their certificates on the wall, but that will be taken into consideration. During my second term as Prime Minister, I want to build on what we had achieved. Emphasis is being placed again on human resource development and capacity building, as well as the acquisition of state-of-the-art equipment. And we're getting help from our traditional friends, namely India, China, France, the United Kingdom, and the United States of America. Our police force, as you know, has a long-standing cooperation program for training courses as well as for equipment with India. We are in the process of acquiring a twin-engine advanced light helicopter which will be able to go to most of our outer islands without refueling. And we're also getting a fully equipped, bigger and quicker offshore patrol vessel, both under the Indian line of credit, which I secured during my official visit to India. From China as well, again from the line of credit I secured from the People's Republic of China, we are acquiring a closed